The way I see it is like this. Welcome. There must be a little bit of motivation in our life. Do you know what I just did? Do you know what I've been doing? Do you know what I have done? What you have done, what most have done, but some have done, have never done. Okay? I was just about to call a restaurant for food. Now, I wasn't eating much in the last couple of days because my funds were low. All of a sudden, I get a few funds and I'm ready to dish out and grab the food. Do I really need the food? I mean, I bought a piece of cake for $5. Do I need that piece of cake? Oh, you want to know why I'm on here now? Because this is the diary of MrTacpans and me. And it's not always about finding things, although I am hot on the trail of so many things. Every time I turn my head to one side or the other, I seem to walk into a clue of some sort. Today I was wearing my magic hat. This is my magic hat. You know why this is my magic hat? I hear the vibrations stay in, you know. I feel like the whole connection is inside my head now. I feel this is all I am. I hear myself. I hear, hi, Ronnie. How are you doing in there? Yeah? We're going to take these people for a ride, eh? Tell them any kind of crap we want. You're the only one that sits in the middle, right? So you just do well. My head always sits in the middle. I seem to always decide a little bit towards the left or towards the right. But he's always in the center. The only time he goes off center is when you go off center. Man can have a vision, okay? But it's the thought and then the action will describe whether or not the handle on the clock will be this way, or this way. Do you know if it was this way, okay, you would be overlapping creation? And that would be 90 minutes between every minute. It's 45, is it 90 minutes? Every 90 minutes, an hour and a half, okay, a 45-degree angle goes off the clock. So how many would we have to do in a day? 16 we would have to do. So now I'd have to take out my pen and start calculating this because I figured out something else. Well, there's a lot of things to figure out, okay? Number one, every time you see a J, first you got to think about Jack. And if you think about Jack, you got to think about the earth. Why? You got to think about the Jews on the earth. The juice, not Jews, juice. The jeu is the game. But isn't that funny the way it all responds to Jupiter? And Thursday, which is the 5th day of the week, okay? 5th planet is Jupiter. And in French, Thursday is jeudi. Sounds just like the Jedi of Jupiter. Now, I can't figure out, and I'm working on this little thing. I don't know if I showed you this. I'm not sure where it is, because I went out to get paper, by the way. I couldn't stand it. I went and bought food. I wasn't spending $25 for a guy to deliver me a fucking hamburger, excuse my language. And I'm working on different shapes, and I want to see what number comes in the center, you see, because in 2014, it's the year of the egg. Okay, but to jump off of that, I just want to tell you one thing. Any word with 2 O's in it, that's the angel egg, and that's man's egg, okay? So in the word hoof, like split hoof of a pig, the H is on one side, the F is on the other side. It split the heaven from the face of man. So that's why we're not supposed to eat pork. And there's a whole lot of other things, because the pork, the pig, that's our angel passage key. That pig is everything. His split hoof, right, creates the number of the heaven, 8. That pig connects the angel, okay, with who man is. That's one of the missing connections, is a fucking pig. I work with pigs all my life. They're the missing connection, my friends. Okay? I don't know if you want to see it's the missing connection between Homo sapien and the monkey, but all those, anything about it is a partial of how the angel connects to us. I don't understand, because a pig can have up to 20 piglets, but apparently maximum 16, but mostly 14 nipples. Okay? They can breed a whole lot in there. They're big pigs, you know what I'm saying? And their nose, When I look at the nose, there's two things I think. If they were lying down, it would be Venus and Neptune. But if they were standing up, it would be Mars and Saturn. So right away I'm starting to say, whoa, look at this pig go. Did you know he can run a 7-minute mile, which is the exact number you need to reach the passage with every single corridor passed in the same speed? But of course, the corridor, everybody knows, everything is next to 5. Everything is next to 5. But it's so funny that when you turn things on an angle, you know, even if they were the same size to begin with, they seem to get bigger. That's why they say heaven is smaller, because the beta world is on an angle. She's feeding the angels, the angels, she's feeding man, okay, plus God is running this whole operation. He's at a porthole number 1. Anyways, let me breathe this on. I'm working on October, because October, octane, octagon, 8. What does it have to do with octagon? Well, it can't be the 10 ball, okay? It can't be the 8 ball is black, and for October the 10th month, but it's the circle. October. Oh, is the 15th letter. 1 and 5 is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bingo. Saturn? Are we on Saturn? You know, it all depends where the, you know, where it goes. This is Jupiter. This, when it goes this way, it connects Mars to Saturn. When it's this way, it's connecting Venus to Neptune. Okay, when it's this way, it's connecting Uranus to Earth. Okay, when it's connected this way, did I say it, Venus to Neptune? And did I say this, Uranus to Earth? Did I say this is Mars to Saturn? But did I tell you what this one was? I'm looking at my pen. Did I tell you what this one was? Mercury to Pluto. Mercury to Pluto, Mercury to Pluto. What's going on there? Any more children coming down? Wait a second, I see to the north. Yes, it's Claus. It's Mr. Claus. The tigers are coming home. The cats are coming in. The dogs have stopped barking, and the rabbits have stopped hopping. You know one of the reasons for a hop, skip, and a jump? Because if you had something round like this just rocks and rolls, crushing stone, okay? But if you have this, okay, this doesn't roll. It has to hop and skip. It hops and it jumps and it catches on here and it catches on here and it hops and it skips. So this would be from a completely different world than something that can actually walk, like a tire can roll, like man can walk. Do you follow my catch my drift? Anyways, one of the things I did want to show you, and I will show you, I'm going to show you one square and just show you that point that I did tell you just 2 minutes ago. And here it is. This is it. This is the smallest square I can get, and this is the smallest square I can get. I can't go any smaller without touching corner to corner to corner to corner. You have to run with the logistics of the paper that you have. Okay? You don't have to start getting out and start measuring. No. If it goes in between the line, okay, then it's a passage for something. Whatever was not there, which could be something like nothing. Can nothing be something like none? But a nun is a lady that prays, no? But none of it is not to have any of. Doesn't mean that there's nothing there. But wait a second. None can also be one, because it's the one of that you take none of. And if you take the N off the none, you have one again. Wow. And you know what I was thinking yesterday? That if you had none and remove the egg, which is the 15th letter, and move in the letter 6 down, the number of man, what would you get? From none, you'd go to 9. So from none, you went to 9. How did you go from none to 9? By taking out the O and putting an I. Now you got 9. Ein what? Ein 9? Einstein. He was a 1-9. Angel spirit. Connection of the planets Mercury and Pluto. No, my hat is not on too tight. Maybe it should tighten a little bit more. I feel the warmth of the energy that I am, can I say, falling into the lost world. How's my buddy behind me? You showing those teeth? Show him that you can move. Show him you can come right out of the picture and move. Maybe if I lower the lights, you'll show them how you just zoom out and zoom back into the picture, and everybody will think it's Photoshop. But they have to remember this. There might be one person in the thousands and thousands that watch this video that might see this, and everybody else is going to go, no. Just on some videos it might do it, and on other videos it won't. So if you don't see it, it hasn't done it on yours. But I can see the dragon breaking through the fire, coming into what they call the ember. November. Ember. The fire burning. The last month comes in September. The rebirth is either in the September, in the month of Tishrei. Tishrei, if you write it out and spell it backwards and forwards a few times, you'll start to say shit king, because REI and okay is a standard for my formality of thinking to be something of a king, like a reine in French, which is also the fox. Isn't that funny? How the reine, the queen in French, is the fox also in French, and they call it, it's the orange or red fox. Red fox? Wait a second. I knew Red Fox, so if I want any more information, I gotta go and watch Red Fox. Or maybe it wasn't the fox at all, but everybody knows the fox, F-O-X, 6, 15, and 24th letters in the alphabet. They all add up, okay, to 666. The 15th letter, 1 and 5 is 6, the 24th letter, 2 and 4 is 6. The first letter, which is actually a 3, but is the calculation of the F of 1, 2, and 3 together that creates the 6, which is the F letter of fox, which actually means X-Man, his egg, has a face. Because for the letter F, since the beginning of time, I usually call it the business of the world, and the business of this world is the face that man supports. And whatever he supports with that face, his actions go along. His choice. So what am I jumping on to next? What was I going to say? Where was I going besides September and October? Still working on October, you know. Because the 10th month, and it sounds like octane, make 18. 1 and 8 is 9 for the actual birth. But 1 and 8 is the spirit of heaven. They swallow up the 9. Because you can't get 9 alone. There is not 9 alone. That's why in pool, 9 is yellow, because it's comprised of 2 other numbers to make that 9. And then when you put spirit to it, it becomes 11. It is never 10. It is 11 or 9. 10 is the in-between. It's the expression of what is not 10, 9, and what is not 10, 11. It's 11, 9. It's the expression of whatever is in between. 1 is 11. You can't both be in between. It's just like saying, here's my pen. I can't put another pen there. That one's there. If I put another pen there, the in-between line of the center of the difference between the two will not be the same. So you can't do it. Sometimes you just can't do it. If you have 2 lines, 1 line on the outside of the top and the bottom, you're going to have 8 in between. If you're going to break down the formation of the calculation of the sides. Okay, I base everything on 45 degrees. You know, if you move 45 degrees there and 45 degrees there, you've moved 90. You move it again, 180. You move it again, 270. You move it again, 360. Boom. There's a lot of different ways this thing is done. It's really cool. I wish I can design it all out. Well, I'm starting now. I got paper. What else did I want to say? Time heaven, spirit heaven. I came up with a few cool things today. And, oh, this is a funny one, and then I'm going to let it go. Okay, I'll do another video. Yom Kippur. If you split apart the M, okay, because the letter M, Yom Kippur, actually says, okay, Yo, which is Yo 11 in craps, means, hey, my angel, but Yo means game. So it's the game angel. Yom, game angel, Kippur. of one spirit of six, of one spirit of six, of creation of alpha, beta, angel resident, okay, the I birth of one more than five. You know how you get one more than five? See this K letter over here? The M letter breaks down over here. 151. The K letter, okay, you see the K letter, the way I separated it? Because it's also a V against the 1. It just means the 5 is on the right side of center. And to the right side of center of 5 is 6. Boy, is this a good game. I'm having so much fun. Anybody want to come play? Join in. This is sick. When you start finding things, it's like a drug. I swear, thank God I'm smoking drugs, but besides that, when you can lift that pineal gland, be able to get over to the side of fooling around seriously, and all of a sudden, boom, just like that, the spirit arises. Thursday is here. What's Tuesday? Tuesday's the second day of the work week, but it's the third day of the week. It's the chosen day. It's the mardi in French, the day of shit. Or it was the day that Mars spoke 2 and 3. Because Mars, okay, although is the 4th planet, okay, it would be 1 and 4. Its passage number to create 5 from the position that it is in. Do you understand what I'm saying? Mars is the 4th planet. To make position into 5 position, he would need 1, 1, 4. Man comes out of creation. Man's number is 6. It's 3, 6, 9. The angels 1, 4, 7. The black 4 and the black 6 from the roulette. You have to use the roulette and where they placed all their colors and everything. It's pretty simple by now for me, but it always gets complicated when I need to put it in another equation. When I don't know what the equation is, so I'm all screwed up, and then I start getting rolling. And what can we call this book? A book with no name, I called it for once. At the beginning, I call it The Quest. Do you know what the quest is? To free the myth of Zazareth. It is the king of the myth of who I am. All it is my maiden name of my mother and my father put together in one. I'm the thing that's in between. I'm in between always, the left and the right, because it's all about me, and it's all about you. You're always in the left and the right, and sometimes people put you in certain situations that you'd rather not be, but in this world, you are always to the center of whatever's to the left and to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle of you. That's what it's all about, my friends. Now, I keep getting lost, and I keep jumping on to different visions of something I want to say. Somebody brought up something about 58, 48, 38, 28, 18, and I was going to write out this whole thing, but let me start off to say, let me see if I can do this with you, one step at a time. First of all, 58 in the base is E and H, okay? What would E and H be? Electronic heaven, okay? If it's not electronic heaven, you can call it the E world, which is electronic heaven. So I can never really get about the electronic world or the E world or the earth world, because the way I see it, okay, is that if number 3 and number 7 are across from each other, and 3 is for creation, and 7 is the God pass, and they make the 5, then what's spinning in my head right now is that 3 is the level to make creation in the 3 position from Uranus, number 7. Number 7 or number 3 creates in Uranus. So that means Earth had to be created in Uranus. I don't know why. Earth had to be created in Uranus. It had to go through the heaven over to Pluto. From Pluto, whoever's inseminated with the sperm of man, the woman, okay, Pluto will follow that birth inside the womb of the woman until birth. And then it is released from Pluto in which Pluto is the 1010 planet to Mercury, in which the one spirit of man gets a hold of it, in the 5 angle Jupiter, making it 6 man, and now man is 6 man with the one spirit. He's the 6 man with the one spirit because he gets 5 and 1, but he's given 1, so it's taken away from him. So when you add it up together, it totals 7. 5 in the one spirit of here, and 9 with the one spirit and one spirit, the one spirit of birth, and the one spirit of the Pluto Mercury deal. Now, I'm a little off in that I didn't explain that exactly the way I wanted to say, because in between what happens onto Pluto is there's a bar that comes in right here. It's called the Virgin Mary bar. I'll explain to you why it's the Virgin Mary bar. It's the Virgin Mary bar because what happens is Beta intercepts, okay, the birth and takes one birth to Beta and leaves one birth going into the spirit world. It splits. Now, you're a Beta person, 2 and 3, 5. That's why the number of creation is W23. And the angle of spirit 5 is the 1, 4 because it's not in the E world. It could be in the O world, okay, which is the water world. I don't know. It could be inside the other electronic world. I don't know how the opposite world works because I really never thought of it, in fact, so I'm really sorry. So anyways, so yeah, we had that. I showed you Yom Kippur. Did I miss out anything here? October and September, why it's so confusing. I have to find the exact dates if September is always the end of Yom Kippur, end of the new year. Is September always the end, or does it ever fall ending in October? That's what I need to know. I do know that Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday are special. Isn't that funny? Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, 2, 3, 6 days of the week numbered. 2, 3, 5 days of the week numbered. 2 and 3, creation of the 5 is man. Those are the 3 days. Those are the 3 days that when you have Yom Kippur or Rosh Hashanah, 2 of those days, one of them will be a Friday, one will be a Tuesday, one will be a Friday, one will be a Wednesday, for the times that we never go to a synagogue. And that's because of the Beta creation. It's that day you cannot go. That was the day you were created, so they eliminate the Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. And the Friday is the Sabbath. It's at night because you do go in the day. But if you do go in the day, what is the date that they announce on the day? They always announce the first day, not the first night. But you show up there on the eve of the night before. So you're never. So it might mark Saturday, but you might be there on the Friday night. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's never on a Friday night. I don't think. I'm not sure, but I don't think that the first day of Rosh Hashanah or Yom Kippur will fall on a Friday. Now, I must check this out. If I'm 100% wrong, fine. But if I'm 100% right, then okay, then the law of my logic is working. Otherwise, it doesn't mean it's not working. It just means, okay. We started out with 58 about 5 minutes ago, E and H, okay? The 5E can also say Earth. At the same time, it can say Jupiter. Jupiter, Earth, Uranus. It's all in a straight line. They total to 15. So we know it's one part of the egg. Because there's many ways of 15. 159, 357, 258, 456. They're all 15s. It totals to 60. And 60 equals to the number 4, and that's the 4 angle we need for all the connections. How does it work out so perfectly? Because 4, F-O-U-R, 6, 15, 21, and 18 equals to 60 of the word 4. And when you make a tic-tac-toe game, so let me do it down here. When you do a tic-tac-toe game, this star ends up to count for 60. 60 equals to 4, your angel. These are all 45 degrees. 8 is your heaven because these are your degrees. 8 by 4 would be 32. 8 plus 4 is 12. Total 44. Total 44 means S-P-A-C-E, space. S-P, spirit, the one angle of the 6 islands. I, the I birth. R, angel resident of the I birth of T, transmission. Anyways, there's so much to do. Anyways, to get back to 58 again, 5 plus 8 is 13, and what the funny thing about that is the 5 ball and pull and the 13 ball are both the same color, although one's a stripe, one is not a stripe. 5 is the halfway point between 10. I mean, it's a center point between 1 and 9. Okay, 4 on one side, 4 on the other side. 8 is the center ball between the heavens and the beginning of creation of man, because in pull all you got is 9, and that's the only one digit. The only thing that happens in God's world, okay, of us, is the 9 birth, because it's still in Pluto. And then we're in double digit ball, and the double digit ball is 10, the octane month. The octane month of birth starts with an O. It's an egg. It's an 8. It means the heavens. It means the transmissions. Octo, toe, to put the toe to the earth, means the soul. Bear, to mean the birth of the soul. 18, the 18th letter is angel resident because of the 10th month. And the 8 for octane, which is the yellow energy of the Christ. And there's just so much, and it's all over the place. So that would be number 58. But what's good about the 58, what I like about the 58, a very funny number that I didn't know was so funny until I lost my pack of cigarettes on the floor, and I didn't at all, was right in front of me. I did that before with my rolling papers. But the 1010 I'm screwing around now. The 1010, okay, of 58 is 52. Jupiter, Neptune, Jupiter, Venus makes a V. Pretty funny, eh? 52, 58 makes a V. The Mayans call this part of the 1010 world their cycle, 52 years. It's more than that. And don't laugh, the weekend really does count as 2 days, as also 1 day and 1 day, as also the first day and the last day, as the last day is the first day. Because that's the way it works. Because the weekend is the 2 days, but the week is the 5 days. But if you're calculating for the whole week and complete altogether, you'd be counting 1 to 7, because we all know 7 doesn't exist without the one spirit between the 2 threes. Between the 2 threes. Between the 2 trees. Your eyes are trees. You have big eyes. So, where was I going next with this? Yeah, we had 52. So not only that, now we have to do the 52. What we can also do with the 52, it's a 7. So it creates an angle. And one of those angles, and one of the things I wanted to say is, you have to skip, okay? It's a skipping game. You're either skipping over 2, 5, and 8, or you're skipping over 4, 5, and 6. And the reason for this is because it's too basic. If there were 2 turbines that were turning, right? There's one turning here, and there's one turning here. One's down here, and one's down here. The one down here, sorry, is not turning. This is the angel spirit heaven of all the numbers, okay? This is like the garbage can down here. It's the beta world spinning it all out up here. And then there's another over here. And it's all around us, and then we're in the center, like in the center of a beehive. So we were going to go on to 52. So there's no centers. And why I'm saying that is because listen to the way it works. If you have a dice, we're going to go all the opposites of 7 on a dice without showing you any pictures. The one opposite to 6 goes down 1 level and over 2 spaces. The 4 goes up 1 level and over 2 spaces. In fact, if it goes straight up, the 4 and over, it's going up 1 and over 2. And that's your 7. And if you're going to 5, 2, 7, well, that's straight in the center. 5, 2 is 7. And the next planet down is 5, 8. Again, you're back to Neptune and Jupiter again. It makes a 13, but if you reverse it upside down, it's another 7. Just like 9 and 6 is not actually 9 and 6. 9 and 6 is like 3 and 4. There's just a different way, a different vision inside. Anyways, I'm going to get back on to what I'm doing. I did the 58. We can also do, if you want, 2 times 5 is 10. That's the world of 10. 2 plus 5 is 7. The world of 7 and the world of 10. Stand on 17 in blackjack. Anybody know the blackjack count? It's pretty easy. 1 to 9 is 45. 10, 10, 10, 10. 10 for the jack, 10 for the queen, 10 for the king, 10 for the 10. Add 40. 40 and 45 is how much? 85. It's the matrix silver number, right? We're missing one more card. That last card, ace. 96, the sign of Cancer. Now you got the game of blackjack. It's not a game of chance. Poker. Count is 105. The long count of blackjack is 102. Happens to fall on St. Valentine's Day. Now, how does that figure? Well, Valentine, the word, adds up to 102. Valentine's Day is the 45th day of the year. Day of the ren, the fox. To the love we follow the fox. Anyways, to let you go now, to give you a piece of my mind. Number one, I live in Canada. The only ones who own Canada are the Canadians. You own a piece of land here, you own a building, you own a piece of Canada. If our taxes are going anywhere else in this entire world, they should be stopped, and they should be stopped now, because I do not approve. This is my vote. I do not approve paying somebody thousands of years when the rights to a trademark of some sort is only 20 years. So do you think this is 20 years many times over, way too long? I'm in Quebec, we got water. You're out in Calgary, you got oil. You're in Vancouver, you got something else. We all got something we're going to share. We're a family out here, right? And if we got extra, we'll sell it. But we won't wrench the throats of anybody. But we don't want to sell anything to anybody who's always causing war. Because the way I look at it is, why would we need protection in our streets? Why? Why? Yes, there's some bad people. You know, if cops don't have good judgment anymore, they shouldn't be cops. Just stop right there. If you can't be nice, just get out. You know what? Anybody who's in the civil servant and wants to get a job that pays good usually in there, and all the benefits are done properly in there, and nobody's getting screwed, okay, they should be nice to us, because we pay for this. Because you know what? Maybe we don't need all these civil servants and all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Let's give this job out to a jobber to take care of these roads. Let's give this one to another jobber. They don't do the job right, we won't give them another job. It's not always good to have in-house, you know what I'm saying? And some things have to be watched, and certain things have to be taxed. They just have to. God taxes you. He makes you a rusty bucket of bolts. By the time you're 80, the whole thing about earth, you're rusty. You're just like earth. Man rusts out just like the earth. He's all tout pourri, all full of holes. But that's okay. It was one of the smallest holes or the biggest holes of our life that we came out of into this beautiful life. So we can go on for years, 20, 30, 40 years before we figure out that absolutely the whole truth about this life is not this life at all. It's about how we got here. It's so beautiful, and the numbers, the way they just work out over and over and over. Of course they're going to repeat. They keep stretching out and repeating and stretching out and repeating, and it's like kneading, you know, and put a piece in the puzzle. It's like a 3D puzzle that's actually built in my mind. A sane mind, I would presume. Sane? What was my mind saying? Did you say something? I didn't say something. Hold on. There's an incoming call. I had something to say about the Mediterranean. This is the call that I just got. Just some of the rhymes I got out of Mediterranean. Me, Z. It means 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock, Earth, Iranian. What does it mean, Iranian? 12 o'clock, Earth, Iranian, terrain, terrain, terrain. The spirit falls, the terrain of the lands. Mediterranean, Middle East says. This is the fall of the rain of the land. Medit, to meditate, to be in, to be without. Mediterranean, terrain, the lands of Terranians. More than one land, Terranians. Mediterranean, Mediterranean, big, large, vast. But it ends with Iranian. Or will it rain again? Will it rain on you again? So what is this with the Iranian name? There's something deep inside, somewhere far off into a far-fetched future, probably won't know the answer until we die, get up to heaven, if we can ever remember when we get up there, to ask that question, what's an Iranian? You know what I'm saying? Because the only thing, like I said before, if it's going to rain again, because if it rains again, it's falling spirits on us. The question is it good spirits or bad spirits? The way I see it, anytime it rains, okay, it brings, equalizes. If you weren't good, you're going to feel it on the next rain. That's why you don't feel so good on certain rains, because your spirit goes up, it gets mixed up with the duality, and brings back down into your mind part of yesterday, some of today, what you're thinking about tomorrow. Raphael 7286. You think it's going to be that easy?